I'm glad you're alive. We need you, man. So tell me, man, it's August is almost over. We're getting into September, October, November. What are the plans? What's going on?
The plans are like my plans
Yeah, like
for growth.
what are the plans for a successful business owner that is part owner in many businesses and, very successful on his own? Tell me, what are the plans for you?
So in this business, January 1 is a big deal. And so you work the fourth quarter to have a strong first quarter.
Right.
You get in entrepreneurship, you get paid what you did 90 days ago. You don't get paid what you did today. Um, and so if I build 90 days and build momentum for January 1, then it's already in place. So my goal is to move peak by January 1 to where I'm going to put peak where we're going to put encore. I'm
Right.
just going to move peak instead of have two clubs, and then I'll put encore somewhere else.
Okay.
So I'm a co-owning a shop co-operating a shop in Edmond called 150 Nutrition with Vince Wright and Rick Walker.
Hmm.
We're all three presidents team in Herbalife, and so we're trying to set a example. You don't need to have your downline and be profiting for everyone in the room to have a good, successful club. Half
Right.
of 500 is better than all of 50.
Makes a lot of
Simple.
sense.
And we're stronger together. Period. Vince often says each of us needs all of us need each of us. That's real, especially in network marketing or changing your physical behaviors and looking different in the mirror. That requires a community. It doesn't require it, but your chances of success go up a lot when there's more than just you involved in things. That's why in crime, if you have like more than two people when you commit a crime with three or more people, I'm pretty sure three or more. It's considered organized crime. So you're more likely to accomplish it. So they change to a felony.
I do love all of the cool facts you have. Like, what was the one you were saying about whenever you commit crime, like the third time, you're 60% more likely or something?
It's it's four, and on your fourth, it doesn't matter what law you break. You could be smoking weed one day that's not legal in your city. You could speed the next day, and then you could uh, make it a legal lane change the next day. On the fourth time to break the law, no matter what you're doing, your chances of getting caught go up a lot.
Makes sense.
So you don't speed unless you really want to rip it. That way you can rip it hard when you want to drive your car hard, not get caught. You speed all the time, you're gonna get caught. You're putting yourself in a position to get caught more.
Okay, fair enough. But here's the question: how often would you say you speed?
When I do it violently. Otherwise, otherwise I drive like a grandma.
Okay, fair enough.
My
No,
car
I see
attracts
you.
so much attention, dude. If I drive it like a fucking kid, it's so noisy and it's so fast. I would get put in jail
Sure, sure, absolutely.
or kill somebody.
So, going into the September, October months, what are you offering? Are you still doing training, jujitsu, any kickboxing, anything like that?
I I don't do jiu-jitsu. I teach kickboxing out of MMA, jiu-jitsu, and chess.
Okay,
I know just jiu-jitsu to not be in trouble if it's used on me, sort of. But I enjoy kickboxing. That's my passion, if you will, in martial arts. So that's the niche I teach in these environments.
sure.
So my clients who are following nutrition programs, when they buy it at their discount, I give them credit for the wholesale profit I earn toward private lessons.
Oh
So
wow.
if someone buys let's say they buy the average sale, right, 190 volume points, and they're at 20% discount. So they save about $20. And so I put $20 toward a 1 hour private, which I charge $40 for my clients. So, or you can come into my Thursday classes and be in a group session once a month for free with that session, with that purchase. So you can learn Muay Thai slowly and get your food at the same time.
No, that's brilliant. That's what it's all about. Also, I know Saturday you were in Arkansas, so you didn't get to see this, but I love Anthony Smith, right? Anthony Lionheart Smith. He's just been around forever, and I love him. And his last fight was kind of weird mentally and emotionally. So what he did was He said he went back into the training gym, decided to evolve and try some new stuff, and he came out in a straight Muay Thai kick stance. And I thought of you. I was like, Josh would be tripping. I mean,
Yeah.
straight full on. You know what I mean? Muay Thai, and he won, and he won, and he hadn't, he lost his last two, so that's huge for him.
How did he
Shout
win?
out, huh?
How did he win?
Oh, it was decision. It was a decision, but it
Cool.
was badass. So, but
That is badass.
and shout out Anthony
Yeah.
Lionheart Smith, man. And then, of course, shout out Max Holloway, Hawaii Strong. You know what I mean? Him
Yeah.
doing what he did. He won as well. So
And
we'll
he
see.
not only won, but he didn't. He did. He respected Cade. He didn't, he could hit. He could hit him a lot more. He could have fucked him up.
Yeah.
He gave him. He gave him a lot of respect and didn't keep hitting him.
Yeah, Korean Zombie is very cool, and there's a very strong
Yeah.
Asian Hawaiian connection, and so Korean Zombie is one of those guys that I'd be willing to bet Max, as he was coming up, looked up to him or was inspired by him in
Yeah.
some way,
For sure.
man. So
Great Zombie's a fucking literal zombie.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, it was. And look, man, I have personal ties to Max Holloway. I love that kid. I always want to see him win, right? But there's just something a little heartbreaking about seeing Korean Zombie go, kind of go out the way he did, right? So, I mean, you have to do it. And I didn't want him to beat Max for a retirement fight, but you hate to see him lose ever because
Yeah,
he's
like
just a
that.
stalwart forever. Yeah, man, he's badass. So, who do you got with my man Israel Adesanya, Stylebender versus oh gosh, I can't. Sean Strickland.
I want Sean to win. I don't think he will.
I'm kind of the same. Here's the thing. I say Israel Adesanya is my favorite fighter because he does that thing. He knows how to piss you off. He knows how to confuse you. Israel Adesanya knows how to get in your head. And while he is cocky, man, the dude comes through with everything he says he's going to do.
Savage.
Yeah, but
He's like the modern day McGregor right now. He's doing what McGregor did early in his career.
he is. But
He
he's.
isn't doing it.
I think he's a little bit better of a human being. You know what I mean? Like
Like,
for
a lot better.
yeah, he does help out a lot of folks, but even past that, like the story of he saw Jared Cannonier like at a fight. It was another UFC pay per view, and they happened to
Oh,
be
yeah.
sat next to each other, and he was like, "Man, I was expecting him to come up like, what, man? I want your belt." And he was like, he came up to me and he was respectful. And he was like, "I love what you do. You're one of my favorite fighters ever." And he's like, "If I can ever do anything good for that guy, I will." And he gave him a fight. He gave him a chance at his belt.
Yeah.
That's the best you can do for somebody, And so I respect him. But then Sean, man, come on, you love Sean. Everybody's saying he's got a brutal ground game. That's never mattered before with anybody Israel's fought. His loss, was by TKO. He wasn't on the ground when he lost. There's been a lot of guys with great ground game that paid the price thinking they could put it on him like that. Thing about it is, Sean is just such a boxer and he's got such a chin. And we know Israel is not the most powerful champ in the history of the division. He's deadly accurate, fast as they come, smart as they come. But, Sean can take those licks and keep coming forward, and he's got that power. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited as hell about it, though. So, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
dude. I'm excited to see Israel execute his accuracy is so strong. So if he does touch him a lot with his accuracy and his speed, he'll put him out. So Sean can't zombie through Adesanya like he does in most fights.
Right.
He's got to do a better job of not getting beat up.
I think the key is going to be takedowns. I think the only time, besides, with Alex Pereira, the only time he looked not invincible is when there's been somebody with a strong ground game, and a large part of what he has to do is avoid the takedown. If he doesn't worry about that, he's way more dangerous. If he's like, "Oh, you're not going to take me down," he's like, "On the feet, I'll fight any man in the world." So, yeah. Man.
You sure could.
I'm excited about that. Speaking of fights, man, what's going on? I know you're really plugged in locally. Want to send a shout out. What is it? What are the gyms you work out of and that you're close with? What are those relationship gyms? I want folks to know in case they want to, come out, enroll, learn about them.
So if you're into boxing, if you just want to learn straight boxing, fundamental, like old school boxing, it's called Oklahoma Boxing Combat Sports. It's on 50th and Rockwell. And then Python Martial Arts, is on Expressway. about 2.5 miles north of it, across from AutoZone, or in the same AutoZone parking lot. Python is where I teach Monday and Friday. Python is an MMA school, but primarily jiu-jitsu. So primarily jiu-jitsu that doesn't have to call themselves martial arts. They're very diverse. Are real MMA. Diego and his wife own it. Diego's a pro boxer, pro MMA, and pro jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, his name
His
is.
wife Stephanie's pro Diego Pichulingue.
Yeah. I was gonna say his name is just known. You know what I mean? Just when somebody drops the name Diego, you're like, okay, remind me not to make you mad.
And then also because of who he is, he's one of the best human beings I've ever met. He attracts such strong other high-level people, and there's people in it that outrank him, but don't care. Cause like he's such a good person, and he's really creating a good environment to learn jiu-jitsu
Right.
or learn MMA. And then I do privates on Thursdays at Plaza Nutrition, in our little kind of boutique room there. So I try to keep those classes lower than 4 or less people. 4 is the goal, but typically it's about 2. So I think it's more effective than a private because you actually get to see someone else's body doing it too,
Right.
while they're working with me directly. So that's really it. Yeah, I do nutrition mostly. I mean, primarily, always. And people who are listening and being accountable can get access to martial arts environments for a lot less money because they're being accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're saving money in their food bill anyway. So they're saving money in their food bill, and they're getting results, and they're learning martial arts, and their food bill could translate into a freaking mortgage payment. It's crazy how much money people save in their food bill.
Right. Well, not only that, how much better they feel and how much they'll save on their doctor bill. You know, I was thinking that ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You know, so
Exactly.
yeah, man. If we can start them out a little younger before they go through our path of having to lose 100 pounds to get to even start, right? But that's awesome, though, man, because it's just such a testament, you know. So
Yeah.
it's such a testament to what we can do as a team. So want to transition a little bit over to the small business owner thing.
Okay.
Right now, clearly the economy's crazy. Whether I'm not necessarily going to say good or bad. As you know, every economy is good for some and bad for others. That's just how economies work. There's always a yin to the yang. But as a small business owner, in the type of business that you're in kind of a food service industry style thing, overall, what is it like out there right now? What's going on? What changes? Being have done it over a decade, what changes are going on? What are you seeing go on out there?
Plastics are hard. Acquiring plastic cups consistently was a major issue. It's still kind of a problem. But really, because of how effective our stuff is, how it works, gives you energy, you feel you're full, you're great, it becomes a part of someone's day-to-day enough that they will find where they need to find money to be able to treat themselves with respect and properly when it comes to what's going in their mouth.
Sure.
So people have to eat, and this is cheaper. So if you need to save money in your house, I promise you'll save money following a meal plan.
Right.
I promise you'll save money eating Herbalife. It'll cost you money to get started, just like going to the grocery store costs you money to buy groceries. But these groceries are in line with what you say you want to yourself in the mirror, and cheaper. And you're not eating the same BS that you were eating before, so your body's improving, you're saving money, and you feel better.
Heck yeah. I like all of those things.
Well,
But
you also you can testify. You've done it yourself.
heck yeah. Well, and
I watched.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, absolutely. And just when you pursue now, what I notice is when you want to kind of cheat the game, snack around, healthy snacks do cost more. That's pretty much the only downside of it. But you stay so satiated with certain shakes and teas and stuff like that. You don't have those cravings anymore. That's the biggest thing. I'm a sugar guy. I love snacks. I just do, man. I like Junior Mints and M&Ms, and I love those snacky kind of things. And, only when I'm on a strong Herbalife diet of the shakes and the snacks, which, are sweet. They're not sugary, but they are sweet. They do satiate. And I think they're designed in a way to do that anyway. So yeah.
And also, like, if you not everyone eats pork, but if you eat pork, for example, pork rinds are cheating. Pork rinds have zero carbohydrates. They're fats and protein. Fats regulate hormones. Protein builds muscle and recovers muscle. So if you're a chip person, you can just get pork rinds. And there's lots of flavors now. And there's a lot of people that give different opinions on pork. So if you don't like pork but you're okay with cheese, there are these little things called air crisps.
Mm-hmm.
They're like large, I don't know, they look like honeycombs, but they're cheese. They
I've
take
seen
Parmesan and they wafer it and they bake it. And there's little chips inside these things. I think they're called Air Whiz, Air Crisps, but they're the same macros pretty much as pork rinds. They're all proteins and fat, no carbs. So if you don't do pork, like they're called Air Whiz or Air Crisps, like that, you can message me. I'll show you a picture of mine. They're in my garage right now, in my kitchen right now. I like them. I eat them. And then that's kind of my responsibility and my commitment to someone is if you're a snacker and you're not happy, you're on this plan and you're not happy, you're not going to keep doing it. So I know I need to help you find things that make you happy. In my case, that's why I learned how to make pies. I like sweets. I've got a triple chocolate Herbalife pie in my fridge right now.
Ooh.
I'm gonna eat it for dinner. It's a third of it is just under 40 grams of protein. It's a huge meal of nutrients, and about 25 carbohydrates, so 2-to-1 ratio protein to carbs, and 5 grams fat.
Wow.
So like I can smash pie and not be 350 pounds anymore.
Right. That's huge. That's huge. And not even everybody wants pie for dinner, but if you do, right, that's the cool part about it. And I like cooking, man. I'm doing, I'm messing around. Like last night I did do a nice pork chop. Just so happened to be a pork chop night. I found some great cuts. You know what I mean? And then I did a salad, lettuce, tomato, radish, a little bit of onion, did a little cheese on it. That's fine. And then I did some peas that I basically fried peas. You know what I mean? You put them on a super hot thing and you throw them in there. They kind of cook in their own water. Throw some lovely seasoning on them to get kind of a nice little kind of crispy crunch on them. But you're not using really anything bad. It's just peas with heat. And so I've got my salad. The peas are like the treat. They would be the potatoes, or whatever you want to call the French fries. And then a nice, pork chop there, So, and I enjoed that, and I felt great eating it. And then I could eat a pie tonight as my quick meal. It's like, oh, you had time to cook. It was Sunday, you were chilling. Or, excuse me, Monday night, you were chilling. It's Tuesday, you had a podcast, you worked today. Now you get a pie. So, and that's the cool thing. And as we know, and I will repost the video, the pies that you do make, they take all of 7 minutes to make, right? I mean, it takes
eight meals in 7 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. And even if you're a chow hound and you want a double portion, 4 meals in 7 minutes. It literally takes you longer to get out of your house, go down to your car, drive to McDonald's, get a cheeseburger, and then come back home and eat it. It takes you 3 times the amount of time and more money it costs you. And it makes you feel like shit, and you're hungry in an hour again. So, yeah.
And you're happy in the mirror in the morning.
Exactly. And you ate pie. What's cool about having the pie, dude, is that you walk around with a little bit of a secret. Gets up. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're losing weight, and I eat pie, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's but you know what I'm saying, man. So that's very cool there. I know you work a lot with the youth and stuff, and this is something that is definitely on my heart. You know what I mean? Young folks and that kind of thing. And right now, some would say, hey, we're failing because the youth are in trouble. But, they've been saying that since the, 50s, since the 40s, the 30s, and they're doing okay. I truly believe in exercise. I truly believe in diet. I truly believe in local mentoring, man. And I know you do all that, and I do want to thank you for that. What are you doing?
Back in the house, second in some light.
Oh, yeah. If you get us a chance, show us your doggy.
Oh, okay. Come on. Ruby, come. There we are. I'll send light on the shirt, too.
Hell yeah.
cover on the couch. Cause she likes to sit on the couch and hang out. Here we go.
There's that sexy beard. Ruby! Ruby! Ruby!
Ah,
Hey, Ruby!
she can't. The speakers are my.
Oh, my bad, yeah. But she still can hear. She's like a dog, you know what I'm saying? They have like super hearing, bro. She totally can. But anyway, man, if if somebody's lost out there, they're wondering what's going on, they're a younger person, what would you recommend? Getting into martial arts, plug it in maybe with some team sports. What do you think is best to kind of get somebody started on a better path?
I mean, that's so. You got to find out what they like.
Right.
I think everybody on planet Earth should get involved in either BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or Muay Thai. I wouldn't replace my time in karate for anything.
Sure.
It did teach me a lot of bad habits, but I still made good grades. I found great friends. I wasn't doing stupid shit at all. And I was confident in the hallways of my high school.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew I didn't have to go around and flex on shit. It was new. And I could just be a nerd and be happy and be a friend because martial arts made me confident. So I would say martial arts is paramount in my opinion. I don't care what you take. I really would encourage BJJ or Muay Thai. Perhaps judo, if you find a good judo school. Of course there's good karate. Of course there's good Wing Chun. Of course there's good stuff. But I wouldn't mess with that. Maybe Jeet Kune Do, JKD, versus martial art. If you found a niche in your city, like if you're in California, the person who was he took over Bruce Lee's system. His name is Daniel Santo.
Mm-hmm.
He was Bruce Lee's heir, if you will, and he's in Cali. So if you have access to him, you go and learn from him. If you're in Dallas, you go to Saxon. The Saxon's legend.
Right.
If you live in Mike Tyson's city, you're going to learn boxing if you can from Mike Tyson.
Sure.
So you pick the best place you can possibly go, and pick a martial art that you enjoy enough that you're not going to stop doing it.
Right. That makes sense.
Not martial arts. If you're a high schooler, a high school boy, I would encourage you to get into wrestling and or swimming. Solo sports, tennis. Team sports are good because if you especially meaning team skills, but solo sports teach you a mindset that you cannot get anywhere else. Especially wrestling, for example. Wrestling teaches you how to cut weight as a teenager. Wrestling teaches you how to compete with another person your exact weight, ruthlessly, and try and pin them. There's a mental thing that's different when you're playing a sport that's one-on-one like tennis versus playing a team volleyball game. You can rely on other people, and great, and it's all relevant. I would just say, as a young person, a solo sport, which is karate, Muay Thai, BJJ, wrestling, tennis, swimming, solo sport is irreplaceable for a growing youngster. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, they're all in their team sports. Let's say they like football. And if they play on the line, or if they have to touch anybody ever, they should take wrestling also. It just makes them a better football player.
Right. Right.
No, it's not comfortable, but it's not comfortable when your opponent gets smashed by you because you're a better wrestler than him. You're playing football, so I don't know. It's all a mind game, and that's also kind of, I guess, why I consider myself a good nutrition coach. Is because until I'm blue in the face, I can say, Mike, don't eat Pop-Tarts for dinner. Mike likes Pop-Tarts. Mike is an adult. He's an adult. He can have Pop-Tarts for dinner if he wants to.
Sure.
So I've got to help him figure out why not to, why he shouldn't, why does he care, what to eat instead of, to work on the mental part of it rather than just the math part. Yeah, of course you know fucking Pop-Tarts are bad food. Not.
You're not stupid.
But yeah, so I just make sure, like, let's say you go to Chipotle, you can call me, shoot me a picture of the menu, No, I know what you should order based on what you told me your goals were.
Sure.
So I can tell you what to order. I don't care where you go.
Okay, so what if I told you
Anywhere in the world.
what if I told you I love the Subway tuna sandwich?
I would say get a double. So get a 6 inch. Put twice the meat on a 6 inch.
That's what she said.
Eat those. Yeah, ask for double protein.
Okay.
And don't put any extra mayo on it. Don't put any extra additional fats on it. 'Cause there's plenty of mayo and stuff in the tuna fish. I would just ask for double tuna.
Okay.
Or perhaps consider putting pepperoni or chicken or something on the tuna fish salad with it.
Okay.
The puzzle typically is people don't get enough protein.
Hmm.
Women typically eat about 60% what they should. Men 60 to 80. But your protein is so important to building muscle, to building metabolism, to stoking your hunger fire, to helping you with what you can eat when you should and couldn't eat things. Protein is a blood sugar stabilizer. It does so much. It turns into amino acids that grow muscles, that work on your eyes and your skin. It's, in my opinion, now you don't want to. I'm not quoting or teaching people to do a high protein diet.
Sure.
I don't teach them to do high anything or cut anything out. Now, if you're a fighter, you might be in keto 3 days a week during your low days in your carb cycle. But other than that, keto is a skill set that you apply and you get out of. So everyone's got their own body. I mean, my job is to help figure out what math and stuff works for them to accomplish what they say is important.
Oh, can I rewind you there real fast? Okay, so
Yeah.
you say keto is something you come in and out of. It is not a dietary lifestyle.
And I'm not saying that. Most doctors on planet Earth don't suggest living in keto.
Okay. See, that's important. I've never even heard that before, man. That's important.
Yeah, you should look into that a little bit. Everyone's got an opinion on it. Yeah, I don't want to. It's all valuable. I keto a couple times a week, but not every single day.
Sure.
Because what keto has you doing is has you cutting things out of your diet. That's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you come to me and you say, Josh, I got a fight in August, or I want to go to Cabo and be my best man, or be the best lady and wear a bikini in Cabo, or I want to do a fitness show, or I want to do 100-mile whatever, that's when you go through phases of perfection. You do your diet perfectly. And I can give you the perfect path, but then it becomes a mind problem again, right? My job is to figure out why you care enough about whatever it is you're saying you're going to do to not eat a fucking Snickers bar or whatever it is that you like.
Sure.
But we're not cutting stuff out. We're just moderating things. Using moderation.
Right.
Like pie, for example. I'm about to eat a chocolate pie. And it's 300 calories, 30 protein. Makes no sense. I don't know.
And just to kind of just because I want people to kind of understand the perspective of it, real fast, hit me. How many calories for that pie?
The entire pie is eight full meals. So 8 times 300, 2,400 calories for the entire pie.
2,400 calories for the entire pie. The average Big Mac with French fries and a Coke. Let's be honest, we're going to get large. Of course, we're going to upsize it. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? That's, 3,500, 4,000 calories, and that's one meal, right?
At least, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So,
at least.
And
yeah.
you may at a Big Mac meal, you may get 20 grams of protein if you're lucky, right? Maybe. I mean, if you think about a Big Mac meal, the meat is the least of everything. Big Mac meal with large fries, it would be fries first, bread second, so carbs, fatty carbs on fatty carbs, right? Then the sugary sauce, right? And then the meat itself, which they put sugar in. Then they put sugar in their fries. So, yeah, just trying to break down for people the understanding of how a pie that all in may cost you $10, $12 is going to feed you 4 days in a row, and you're going to get how many grams of protein in that?
Well, so it's 8 meals.
8 meals.
So it could be 4 days, 2 pieces of pie a day plus a hard meal, and then 2 snacks.
Right.
So you really could have 2 slices of pie per day as meals, 2 intelligent snacks, and whatever you want for dinner, and lose weight.
Heck yeah.
Now, if you're more serious, you would take whatever you made for dinner, you would double it, and put more protein in than you think you need to. Then you would take the double amount you make, divide it in 2. That's your snacks for the next day. So now you're more efficient. So you have a shake, a half meal, a shake, a half meal, a new meal
Sure.
to lose body weight.
Right.
And so it's all about figuring out a system for someone that works, and there are lots of them. Someone just has to give a shit. And as soon as they give a shit, I'll get psychotically nerdy with them about things they can do to improve who they are, their physicality, and nothing. But until they care enough, I discover what makes them care enough, it's not going to happen.
I see that.
You can want one hand and shit in the other.
Well, no, it's work. It is work, man. To get what you want, it takes work. There's no doubt about that. That's just life.
And consistency requires consistency. What you've done has you where you are.
Right.
And so you have to consistently change what you've done to be a new physical being or a new whatever being you're trying to become. You're going to get what you already got. Just keep doing it.
Absolutely. You have to do something different to get something different. I know we say that a lot, man, but you're living proof of that, which is why it's so important that we have these conversations. You know, how do I say that? I'm trying to figure out the right way to ask the question to get the right answer right. Tell me about if you would tell me about the mistakes we make. I guess that's the right way to say it. My first thought was snack wrong, right? But I don't mean that. Because I know there are a lot of things out there that advertise as healthy. Like for me, I was like, I can eat chocolate covered cashews. That's healthy as long as it's dark chocolate, right? But that ain't the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are some of the things out there that people think they're doing healthy and they're making mistakes and maybe they should come to, you know, a peak nutrition kind of place to get, you know, the right stuff that they actually need?
Moderation is almost always the issue. So, for example, cashews. I can just decimate an entire can of cashews in one sitting.
Right.
That's like 15 servings. Cashews are like the most embarrassing serving size on the planet. Like, it's crazy. You should go somewhere and buy a box of cashews or a thing, and then put what it recommends as the serving in your hand, and you'll laugh. You'll laugh. You'll die. There's just not a chance you're gonna eat that few cashews. 4, 8. It's crazy. It's like 8. 8 cashews, and it's also like 30. It's crazy fat for 8 cashews, kind of shit. So cashews can be a problem. Mangoes are really sugar dense. Bananas are sugar dense. People think, well, it's good for my cramps and stuff. So is water. A bunch of you are skipping water and trying to eat things to fix their cramps. Well, you would all go away if you just drink some fucking water. They don't like water, and water doesn't taste good. You're an adult. Shut up.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Exactly.
You're an adult. Shut up.
Yeah, man. Once we got on that water jam, I started drinking. Yeah, I'll just pound water, not even realize it. Like, you know, you grab a bottle of water and you're thirsty, and you just pound it. And people are like, "Whoa!" And you're like, "Why would you sip a bottle of water?" You know, I mean, get it, dog. So
It's not wine. It's not like fucking church Sunday where they're doing the Jesus juice. You're not sipping Jesus juice. You're drinking a bottle of water. I'm a Christian, by the way. I'm just trying to have fun.
No, I'm saying hell yeah, man. No, that's what it's all about, man. So, tell me about the bicycling. How's that going? Do you have any new goals that you're working to accomplish in the next, you know, however long, that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, this year I want to ride my first 100-mile race. Not race, ride. I'm not going to race. I'm not going. I'll go, and I'll of course be a part of the race. But my ass is not going to be competitive. I'll be
Sure.
probably bottom. my goal is the top 50 finish a 100-mile ride somewhere in the nation this year. Top 50 is, I don't know why I just said maybe top 100. I'm ignorant about who registers for those kinds of things. My farthest ride has been 61 miles. And I want to do 100K, my 100-kilometer ride first soon.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's just I need to get back in the gym. I need to do my own bench, squat, deadlift, pull up, and cycle. So right now what's happening is I'm doing one or the other. Because kickboxing coaching is taking up so much of my spare time, I'm not doing the best job with all my time. I got a puppy now. I got to take dog park sometimes, and my support at Peak, she just started her master's program, and she's a badass. So I want to make sure I got to cover while she's getting her traction in that. She comes back in a couple weeks. So I'm also working on moving Peak to that spot. So all the things, it's hard for me just to ride as much as I want, because then I give myself a lot of grief. However, I've become very efficient in when I ride, so I make sure I read an hour a day, no matter what. So
cool. What are you reading?
Right now, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and David Goggins.
Goggins is the man.
I'm also, and so I've got 3. There's a Malcolm Gladwell book I'm listening to called Blink, Extreme Ownership, and Think and Grow Rich. So I'm listening to those 3 books, and I ride for an hour, and I'm by myself. No one's talking. I'm not on my phone in the gym, scrolling and in between sets and wasting time. I don't have the luxury. I've got to cycle my expensive bicycle 30 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. So it's efficient. You can cycle, you can work your legs like you're doing leg day, so my body's growing properly. I would just get better results faster if I also included the weights. Yeah, and then my gallon of water is no problem, guys. Drink your gallon of water. I don't care, whatever. I don't care how big you are.
Right.
1 gallon. Because your body's retaining water because it doesn't trust you. As soon as you drink the gallon, my average client was 4 pounds in 1 month just changing their water habits.
Wow.
The gallon of water is 8 pounds. And when you drink a half gallon, your body's forced to retain a half gallon. A half gallon is being generous. A lot of people don't drink more than 40 ounces of water a day. So let's just say you drink a half gallon, your body's forced to retain 4 whole pounds of water because you're a child and can't drink it. He doesn't trust you. His job is to keep you alive.
Right.
He just thinks you can't find the water, so you're not drinking it.
Oh, okay. So once you let it go, you're dropping weight immediately then.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to pee a lot in the beginning because your body now trusts you can let go of some water. You'll stay peeing a lot, especially if you're doing your meal plan properly. Mm-hmm. And your body pees out and breathes out most of its fat cells. You don't burn them in the gym. You pee them and breathe them. Yeah.
Wow.
So go to the gym and breathe and pee.
Breathe your way to a thinner you? That's all I need to do is breathe?
That's also why when you're doing keto, you might notice your breath stinks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're breathing out fat cells. And your fat stinks.
That's fair. Can we talk about fat for a second? Because, man, that is a general term that is thrown around so much. Some people are like, you need more fat, less carbs. Some people are like, you need a balanced fat. Some people are like, no fat. Some people are like, you need a lot of fat in your diet, actually, as long as you're not, doing sugar or whatever. What do you know about that, man, being a nutritionist?
So fat regulates hormones. For men, it helps us regulate testosterone production. For ladies, it regulates hormones. The issue with fat is it's twice as caloric as protein and carbs. That's why cashews are so calorie heavy. They carry fats. Typically, for you nerds out there, you want to have 2 protein to 1 carb to 0.5 fats per day. That's your ratio, 2 to 1 to 0.5. 2 to 1 protein to carbs, 2.5 protein to fat.
So
That's that.
just to make sure, you know what I mean? Because I can be slow too. So I want 2 grams of protein per half gram of fat.
Yes.
Okay. What's bacon?
Yeah.
What's my average strip of bacon?
Hold on. Yeah, average strip of bacon. I mean, it depends on the quality of the cut. Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable getting into that in math quite that specific tonight.
But what if I need bacon, dog? It's important. I'm kidding.
No, it's okay. I just need to see the label that you like. So when you like bacon, I would say, Mike, go to the store. I don't get bacon, but send me the label of the bacon that you like, so I can calculate your math on the label that you like. Because every bacon's a little differently, and of course they're close. Google's going to say bacon's the same. It's not. And Google's not going to say it's the same. It's just important that the client send me the label of the product that they like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
That I can fit into their math. And I don't care that you like pork. I don't care that you like steak or macaroni and cheese. We'll make it fit. Your job is to control the moderation. And that's our part.
That's fair. That's fair. I've been doing better on my bacon, man. And then turkey bacon, I think, is a great option. I really
Yeah.
do. It's the closest. When you cook it with butter, it's real close to regular bacon.
Yeah. When you use butter, I would encourage you guys to look into a brand called Kerrygold.
Oh, yeah.
It's gold or silver. One is salted, one is unsalted. Looks like cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That butter is made from cows that eat grass. So anytime you can get a bovine product, whether it's milk, cheese, or meat, from a cow that got to eat grass, it produces CLA in its blood. CLA is conjugated linoleic acid. That is a fat-releasing fat. So what that does, it tells your body to let go. It kills it. It just destroys it. Sorry, it's a fat-releasing acid. It tells your body to let go of fat cells, not burn them. It says let go of them. And fat cells have a tremendous half-life otherwise. I've read that you have, once you're 50% of your natural body weight, you're about to recruit to new fat cells. So let's just say when I was 180 ideally, so once I was 270, from 270 to 350, those were new fat cells. They weren't on my body initially. My body had to recruit them and build them, right? So those fat cells have a 9-year half-life once they're removed, like once they're dissolved or depleted. What's the good word? Once they're
Burnt off?
depleted,
Yeah.
they have a 9-year half-life. They got to stay depleted in your body for your body to let them go without CLA.
Wow. Wow.
So that's why people who lose a lot of weight tend to gain it back. So those fat cells are sitting in their gut and their butt and their calf muscles, screaming to their brain, hey, empty, 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 empty at all times. Fill me, go get a burger, cheesecake, empty, empty, all the time. That's why people who lose weight sometimes gain it back. That's one reason. That's not why, that's one reason why. And it just contributes to the psychology of the issue.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That absolutely makes a lot of sense. Honestly, man, I'll tell you, losing weight is almost the same as an addiction journey. In that, the things that cause you to fail are all around you, legally attainable, unless you're on some hard stuff, but say alcohol or cigarettes or something. The stuff that, would be causing you to fail is being marketed and pushed in your face. And to me, nothing more than like M&Ms. And we know that they design their packaging and their wrappers. And honestly, I think Coke is the devil. Coca-Cola is the straight devil. So, but, delicious devil she may be, though. But I'm just saying, if you understand, like, if you break down what Coca-Cola actually does to your body, it kind of should be illegal, right? I mean, you can make an argument it's poison, so.
Well, and sugar is just it's as addictive as cocaine.
Right.
It creates dopamine. So we get dopamine when we eat. We get dopamine just from go and get the food. You go to the kitchen to look for the food, dopamine, and you find the food, dopamine, and you make the food, dopamine, when you eat the food, dopamine. So you get no shot. You get a little squirt of dopamine 4 times because of the sugar you're eating.
Wow.
Of course, that's addictive as porn or coke or whatever makes your dopamine trigger. Scrolling, shopping on Etsy,
Right.
it's all the same. It's all the same. Dopamine. We're addicted.
Wow. That makes a lot of no, that makes a lot of sense. And then going on to the next level of that and knowing that they literally chemically engineer the food to give you mouth pleasure, but to almost make you more hungry, right? Make you not feel full or make you hungry, like the MSG thing. 3 hours later, I'm starving again.
Well, on that topic, when there's a lack of protein, protein's a blood sugar stabilizer. So when you eat just fat or just carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes and falls out fast.
Wow.
Now you're hungry again.
Hmm.
When your blood sugar is low, you're hungry. So sugar spikes your insulin and falls back out. So you're hungry again. You're not hungry again. You eat sugar like a moron. Oh, too much.
Right.
If you, for example, here's a way to cheat. Okay, if you take a Snickers bar, you must have one. Look how many grams of sugar are on it.
No.
Then eat that many grams of protein and string cheese. Let's say it's got I think it's got 60 or 40 carbs. Okay, so you would just have 4 string cheeses with them. Then the carbs shuttle the proteins to your muscle. The protein that turns into BCAAs, glutamine, isoleucine, etc., and the carbohydrates act as a shuttle to the muscle. So if you must have a Snickers bar, match it 1-to-1 carb to protein with something protein.
Right.
Here's my guilty pleasure. Okay, we have a product called Enhanced Protein Powder. It's 24 grams of protein for 2 scoops. It's no carbs, no fat. It's got glutamine and BCAAs in it, and it's fucking epic. I take an entire pint of Ben and Jerry's, 85 or 90 grams of carbohydrates, right? Well, if 2 scoops is 24 protein, 8 is 100.
Right.
So if I put 6 scoops of protein powder into my Ben and Jerry's and stir it up, now I've got a 1-to-1 ratio of protein to carbs.
You are a mad scientist. You are an evil genius, sir. You are the mad scientist of healthy ways to eat awful food. I love it.
Dude, I have a whole mouthful of sweet tooth. All of them. Every single tooth. Sopapillas, brownies, cheesecake, all that shit.
Okay, man,
I
so
don't care about your chips and salsa.
since we're getting really real here, man, since we're getting down to the nut cutting of the situation, Arby's, bro. Arby's. How do I keep Arby's in my life? I'm willing to give it up, but I think I lost him. I bet his battery died. Dadgummit. We're having a great call. Bro, plug your phone in and call me back. So, how's he going to leave me hanging on the Arby's, right? Like the Arby's cliffhanger? So, oh my gosh. Well, while he's waiting, let's see here. Wanted to send a couple of shout outs. Of course, my partner who's supposed to be here with me, but he's literally under the weather today. DJ Sexual Chocolate, he's the man. Happy birthday tomorrow to him. We were going to do a little bit of a birthday celebration stream. We had a big party Saturday night. Want to shout out everybody that came to the PTOKC party. I want to tell everybody to come to Club Rain at 3000 Southwest 89th Street in Oklahoma City. 8 p.m. every Thursday night for the party time. OKC crew get down. We're going to do karaoke, throwback jams. They have food and drink specials. It's a great time. So please come out and check that out with us. So something that we're absolutely excited to be a part of. Also, Peak Nutrition in Oklahoma City. Oh, is he back? Are you back, sexy? Boom, there he is.
Yeah.
I was just running a promo.
My phone died.
No, I figured. Here, let me run this promo and tell me what you think. Also, Peak Nutrition at 50th and Meridian in Oklahoma City. Peak Nutrition, for over a decade, has been providing Oklahoma City folks with some of the best and tastiest way to get control of their health, period. It's exciting. It's a fun place to stop in, say hi to us. We love to see you there. And in addition to that, it's a partner store, of course, with Empower Nutrition and Plaza Nutrition. Check them out if you're anywhere near there. They're delicious, nutritious, and you could start a whole new idea in life. What do you think?
That's good, bro.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Arby's?
Yes, or yes, holy snap, yes, Arby's. Talk to me about Arby's, babe.
Okay, so what do you like at Arby's? What do you order when you go?
Man, I want and normally what I get is the double beef and cheddar. They actually, in Texas, they had a quadruple beef and cheddar option, which I got one time. It was a low point. I'm not proud of it. Let's not talk about it here. I'm not ready.
So they're actually doing the right thing. Like I told you earlier about Subway. So let's just say you go to Subway and you want a Subway sandwich that's not tuna fish.
Okay.
It's a Black Forest ham or whatever it is. Just ask for double meat. Double the protein on whatever it is that you get. So we were talking about Arby's. If you love Arby's, get the double meat, double cheese meat sandwich. And if you are trying to have a low carbohydrate day, just throw away one bun.
Yeah.
And order a kid-sized curly fry.
Or no fries if you're eating all that meat, right? If you can do it. Yeah.
Or what I would do is I would get, this is what I actually do. I get what's the one that's triple cheese on it? Triple cheese and bacon, probably what it's called.
Yeah.
I would get that.
You know, you're speaking my love language right now. But go ahead.
I love that. Dude, I love that sandwich. I would get that and a medium Jamaica shake.
Nice.
I don't care about the fries. I want the carbohydrates from the dessert.
Right.
And the burger, the sandwich has probably 2 pounds of freaking roast beef on it at that point, cheese, bacon. So you're getting a lot of protein. And if you must, just throw away a bun and eat half the fries.
Sure. Makes sense.
Or don't eat fries and have a freaking shake like I do. That's kind of the same anywhere you might go. In general, you want to eat twice as much protein as you think you need.
Sure.
So if you're making yourself dinner, put 2 pork chops down, then put your rice, then put your veggies, and eat them in that order. Protein, then veggies, and then rice. Or veggies, protein, rice. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why Americans feel like they have to have a carbohydrate or they haven't eaten. Right? I mean, you can...
Addictive.
Yeah, man.
Addiction.
And I know we can argue carrots, but come on, if you're taking somebody who's living on Arby's and McDonald's and you're telling them to substitute carrots as a potato substitute
No,
or
man, get
turnips.
out. That's you, like I was saying earlier, I'm not asking you to turn things off. Now, I like cauliflower rice. I like the cauliflower crust. I like those things. I didn't know that until I tried it.
Sure.
But people are not going to quit anything ever altogether outright. They've got to have a reason to do it. They got to work their way into it. You can't actually just turn off certain things. It's crazy. I eat ice cream, bros.
No, you eat half a pint of Ben & Jerry's with a whole bunch of delicious shake mix in it, which
Yeah,
I think I might literally do tonight. So, but anyway.
I do it 3 times a week. Like I eat a cauliflower pizza for dinner most nights. I might go to Chipotle and get a bowl. And on my high carb days, I have 2 weeks. I have 2 high told me is I definitely do it once a week.
Sure.
Sometimes twice. I make my Ben & Jerry's the same way you just said. I do it back-to-back nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then just eat more protein than you think you need, and then have your carbohydrates.
Very cool. What about men versus women? How different are the needs from male to female when it comes to carbs, protein, stuff like that?
Well, it's all based on how much muscle they're carrying. Muscle is, for every 1 pound you have, you burn 14 calories a day. Men tend to carry more muscle than women.
Mm-hmm.
So men burn more calories just being who they are than women. So men have a freer diet.
Just being a man, you burn calories. You toss cabers. Sorry, God.
Women don't eat enough protein. So my first goal with ladies is to get them to 100 pounds of muscle.
Right.
Because that allows a 14 resting metabolic rate, which allows them to eat pretty decently and also still cut or lose body fat. But if they don't have 100 pounds of muscle, that's the first goal, and getting them in doing walking and doing certain movements while also getting enough protein, they get there pretty quick. Because 100 pounds is a pretty normal number for people. 110 is my next goal. That's my ultimate goal. Unless they just want to be more athletic or are taller or play sports, then 120 or 130 pounds is not uncommon for ladies, but it's rarer.
Sure.
So men, the average male is going to carry 150 pounds of muscle around or so. So he just gets a lot more calories than she does. And the debacle is because ladies don't get as many calories, they tend to give the calories to what they like carbohydrates and fats. So ladies tend to way undereat protein. And when they do, their skin tightens, their hair gets better, all the stuff that's attached to protein improves because they don't eat enough, even close. And men tend to overeat carbohydrates and undereat protein, undereat fats and protein. But that's also pretty women do the same thing.
Yeah, that's it. Well, and I mean, the American diet is so carb. I mean, think about it. One of the most popular sandwiches in the world is a Big Mac, and that is literally the selling point. It's a double cheeseburger with an extra piece of bread.
Let me drop some conspiracy on you for a second, okay?
Okay.
So when Richard Nixon got elected, Richard Nixon started the war on drugs, right? In cocaine, there's a process called stepping on or cutting cocaine.
Oh yeah, that's how you make money, dog.
Exactly. So what that means for people who don't know, you take pure cocaine and you divide it with baking soda half and half, and you've got twice as much cocaine. And people don't know the difference really unless they know what they're doing, right?
Right.
So it's called stepping on it. They do that really badly in the drug world. They might step on an 8-to-1 type shit.
Right.
So they saw that was so effective for Coke. Richard saw this. That he also took high fructose corn syrup from Japan. We took it on when he got elected. And so you start putting a bunch of sugar by cutting, and you cut the valuable nutrients, plus with sugar and salt, tastes good, addiction. And we also know there's more profit in that. There's a ton of profit in things like Coca-Cola, Snickers bars, Hershey's bars. They're just sugar. And really now they're high fructose, so whatever.
Right, and from what I hear, fructose breaks down differently and actually is extremely hard on your digestive system.
Well, fructose not. High fructose corn syrup, yes.
Yes, okay.
Fructose is is just fruit sugar.
Okay.
And fructose actually doesn't, there's some evidence that suggests it doesn't spike your insulin the same. Or at all. So fruit sugar or fruit and vegetable carbs still count, but they don't demonize your body quite the same as a Snickers bar would.
Sure.
But they count in keto. If you're doing keto, you can overeat veggies, or you can definitely overeat fruits.
Yeah, fruits absolutely. So, and certain veggies, yeah.
A banana is 30 carbs by
Ooh.
itself. That's your day in a banana. Your whole freaking day in one banana. And mangoes are worse. Like another example of things that you think you're doing the right thing. Or cashews. Cashews have more carbs in them than you might think.
Right.
Almonds are carb heavy, not keto.
Okay, so here's a question about keto real fast. So say I have 30 carbs to my 90 grams of protein I'm supposed to have, say, right? Can you eat another, if you have 40 grams of carbs, can you eat another 30 grams, say, of protein to offset that, or have you just blown your diet for the day?
No, you could. So, again, the ratio is 1 protein, 1 carb, 0.5 fats, right? 5 fats are 9 calories per gram.
Sure.
Carbs and protein are 4.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a system called It Fits Your Macros. So you might have your goals for the day, protein, fats, and carb goals. And as long as you hit those goals, there's a lot of evidence that suggests it doesn't matter where the fuck they come from. So you can have all your daily carb needs from Snickers bars if you want, as long as you don't also overdo it somewhere else.
Right.
And you can just have all your protein from egg whites if you wanted to. And there's a lot of science that really, really suggests that you can track your macros only. Because macros are calories. They're just calories broken down into three. So you can track either. And if you're tracking, so I often say where focus goes, where energy goes, where focus goes, energy goes, right? So like when you start paying attention to yourself at all, what's going in your mouth at all, you're gonna get some kind of result. The puzzle is consistently sticking with what you decided to change. And then you may have decided to change it. Did you have a good plan? Who's holding you accountable to that plan? Who'd you tell your plan to? Are you coaching yourself? And you're buying all your own bullshit? I'm ranting.
No, man, that's amazing. No, and I think that's what people need to hear. I mean, we're so coddled nowadays, and it's so true, man. There is no truer saying in personal health than if it's up to be, or it's up to if it is to be, it is up to me, right? If it is to be, it is up to me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. All you got to do is get off the couch. I remember when I was really overweight. I was listening to years ago, listening to a Joe Rogan podcast at the time, and he's like, you may not even be able to afford to join a gym, but you can get up and you can walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey man, bring your camera down a little bit, not seeing your whole face, and we need to see that second. Boom! Oh yeah, bow chicka wow wow. So that's what oh yeah, look there's the beard. Fear the beard. But anyway, that's the thing about personal health, man, and that's inspiring. And I love the fact that I've had a couple of comments on the chat on how informative this is, and I really appreciate you, man. If people are looking, where can they find you, man? We'll wrap it. Been about an hour.
I'm at peak almost all the time. I'm super available on social media. I'll respond to you. I'm not that cool, so I don't presume to think someone doesn't deserve my attention or time. If you're serious about improving yourself, I give a huge fuck. And I'll do the things. If you need someone to go to the gym with you to teach you what to do, or write it for you, I'll do all the stuff with you, as long as you do it.
Right.
You keep doing it, and be honest with me about why you're doing it, so I can be a better coach and be a better person and friend in your life.
Sure. And the cool thing is you have options for people. You can meet people where they're at. I personally know clients of yours that you help them where they're at, and that's such the key, because so many fitness programs are kind of a one-size-fits-all. And that's not the way it works. People need, I think, to really take control of their life. A lot of folks need personal coaching. And a lot of times, man, just to know you care. A lot of people their bodies fall into disrepair because of how they are on the inside. And they don't think that they're worth taking care of.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
100%. That is a great place to leave it, my brother. Okay, man. I want to thank you so much, Josh Morgan, for coming on the podcast. Woo! We miss you, DJ Sexual Chocolate. He will be back next week. Happy birthday to him, which is officially tomorrow. Yeah, hit up Michael Matthews on Facebook, Michael Matthews 530 on Instagram. Send him a big happy birthday. Bug him just for us, right? So, if you want to ever see Josh, he's at his shop a lot, but his people are there. They can help you out. And, I'm in Karaoke Thursday. Still waiting on you to come to Thursday karaoke, dog. Still waiting.
Okay. Where is it again?
It's at Club Rain, 3000 Southwest 89th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay, so this Thursday, what time does it start?
We start at 8 and end between 11 and 12, depending on, the crowd and the vibe kind of thing. So, yeah.
Okay, so I coach my privates until about 8 p.m.
Cool. Okay, so last week it didn't get...
If possible, can you remind me so I can come straight there?
Hell yeah. Last week, man, we'll do a live stream. We'll do some live shorts and stuff when you get there. We didn't get hot till like 10 p.m. I think we're just kind of going to be a later club. And then, this time of year, man, it's hard to do anything because people don't want to go out and do stuff like watch comedy shows and karaoke unless it's dark. It feels weird to do that in the day. And right now it's, daytime till 9 p.m. So it takes a little while to kind of get that rolling.
Only 10 more days, right?
Yeah. Oh, do we have daylight savings again? Or are we doing that? Or
I think it's stupid. I don't know. I wish you just pick one and stay.
That's what I'm saying. Hawaii was perfect like that. So shout out to Hawaii. Everyone out there, please go to the Maui Food Bank of Hawaii to make any donations. They still really need our help. Even though it kind of falls out of the news cycle, those folks are really suffering and need our help. So, the Maui Food Bank of Hawaii is one of the absolute best charities. So, check that out. And man, I just want to thank you so much, brother, for coming on. Do you have anything else you want to leave the people with?
Nah, we're just getting started, you guys.
Hell yeah, we just getting started, baby. When Chalks is back, we'll have you back. Probably, man, you're one of the recurring guests here. I got about 3 or 4 in line. I think we've got our production and everything just about up to the point to where in our main studio, not this. This is the production studio, so it needs work and love. Not meant to be a live studio, but I think we're at the point where we can start bringing in folks and kind of, planning ahead and doing that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
PTOKC, thank you guys. PTPod, Peak Nutrition on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Josh Morgan. If you need anything, hit us up. We love you.
Bro, so do we have some people watching right now?
I think 3 right now. 3.
Can they hear me? Can they hear me?
Yes, they're saying they can hear you. Yes.
Me. Okay, cool. You guys are the best.
All right, brother. I actually went a little long, so I got a full hour in with you because you're too valuable. What you're giving is good info.
That's
man.
you.
So.
You're the pro comedian, man.
Ah,
You live in your world.
ish. So, all right, brother. I will talk to you soon. You have a good one, man.
You tell me.
All right. Bye. All right, y'all. That was the PT Pod. Bear with me real fast. I want to tell you guys about something that's very important to me, and that is helping small businesses. Very important to the PT guys. And one thing that we do to help small businesses is we've partnered with an amazing company, and that company is Forthright Services. And if you are a small business, I'd like you to listen up. Okay. If you're a small business owner looking to save money on operational expenses while streamlining your services, and would you like to beat the high cost of transactions and fees without sacrificing safety, security, and customer service, well, then listen up, because Forthright Services is perfect for you. A person-to-person company dedicated to providing you the best in industry equipment, service, and consulting. From payment systems to processing to websites, online ordering, and just about everything else you need to get your business rolling in the best way possible, Forthright Services has got you covered. Simple, easy, and honest, it's Forthright Services. Check us out today at forthrightservicesllc.com. That's forthrightservicesllc.com. Act now, drop an email, and we will give you a free consultation on how to streamline your business. No cost to you, no cost to your company. We'll look some things over, see if we can help you save money, increase security, digitally make things easier for you. Don't be a square. Make sure you go to Forthright Services today. Direct, straightforward and honest. That's forthrightservicesllc.com. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to part 2 of number 4 of the PT Podcast. It's not the same without the man, the myth, the legend, DJ Sexual Chocolate, but he will be back next week. Thank you guys so much, and good